Hello and welcome to On the Couch with Nikki, where I bring you experts for expats. I'm coming to you from the magnificent King Living showroom in Kalang Avenue. So, who's on the couch today? I have with me Diana Mecklenburg from Physioactive Physiotherapy Clinics. She is an expert in women's health, and this topic we need to discuss. Diana, thank you so much for coming in with me today.
Thank you, Nikki, for having me.
That's okay. This is such an important topic. Pelvic floor. It affects so many women. I want to just talk about it on a pelvic floor 101 level. Where is the pelvic floor? Let's just start with that so women can understand. You need to know where your pelvic floor is. Where's the pelvic floor?
That's right. The pelvic floor runs from your pubic bone at the front to your tailbone at the back. So it's pretty much in between your legs. Yeah.
When people say pretend that you're holding in your wee, that's that muscle,
That's that muscle, yes.
Okay.
So the pelvic floor is just a muscle like any other ordinary muscle in our body. And it does get weaker over time, but also due to pregnancy, overweight, high intensity workouts, heavy strength training, it can all put pressure on the pelvic floor and it can actually cause some troubles on the way.
Yes.
So the troubles would be, for example, urinary incontinence. So when you laugh, sneeze, cough, you start to leak a few drops or leak a bit more. That's called the stress incontinence.
Yep.
You can also have the urge incontinence, and that means you just suddenly feel you have to run to the bathroom. You cannot not go. You have to go.
Wow.
But it might be just for a few drops.
Okay.
But this is not a UTI. This happens frequently.
Because that can be a symptom of a UTI, which is a urinary tract infection.
Yeah.
It can be another topic on another day.
Yeah. And then you have, of course, the prolapse, and that means that one of your organs is dropped down a little bit. Mm-hmm. This can be your bladder, your uterus, or your rectum.
Okay.
And this can cause then that you feel heaviness, discomfort in your lower abdominal or on your vagina because it's pushing down there. And if you would have a look with the mirror, and then you might see a little bulge popping out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not so attractive, is it, any of this?
No, but it's very important.
Okay. Anything else? Any other?
Yeah, then of course you have the constipation. So women that suffer from constipation and you really feel you have to wiggle on the toilet and you have to push really, really hard, you can actually cause pelvic floor problems with that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. That's
Yes.
a lot. And what percentage of women do you think are affected by this?
1 in 3.
1 in 3.
1 in 3.
So that's huge. So we really
It's
need
a lot.
to talk about this. Women
Yes.
need to know what's going on
Yes.
and not live in denial. I think I'm living in denial. But anyway, how early should women get onto this and what can be done?
Okay, I think most women get a little bit more conscious about the pelvic floor as soon as they get pregnant or after pregnancy.
Yes.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be just around the pregnancy. It can be that younger women actually already are affected by this because of the running, jumping, heavy weight lifting, being overweight. So, and then you can be older and never had kids, but still be weaker in your pelvic floor. So as soon as you feel like, yeah, it's right, when I cough or sneeze or when I do my exercises, I actually start to leak a few drops of urine, it's actually time to see a women's health physiotherapist to actually check what's happening with your pelvic floor. What I think is very important, what I read a lot and hear a lot from moms is like, oh my God, I can't go on the trampoline anymore with my kids because I've got 3 kids, this is just what I need to stop doing.
Yeah.
That's wrong. You should be able to be on the trampoline. You should be able to jump around with your kids. It means you have a weak pelvic floor. It's a muscle, you can train it.
We should be able to do star jump.
Yes.
Oh.
No excuses.
Right. Okay. That's very important to know.
Yes.
I think a lot of people are just adapting their lifestyle so they don't feel those symptoms anymore.
Yes.
Doesn't mean it's not there. If it goes untreated, we're just living in our little bubble of denial, what's going to happen?
Okay, so it might just stay the way it is.
Yep.
Yeah. But if you want to, increase your lifestyle, or you get older and you get really a lot weaker, you will have a little bit worse urinary incontinence, and that means you will have to start wearing those Depend pads or other brands, and that's then your lifestyle. That's what you walk around with.
Okay, we don't want that.
No, you can prevent that. You don't want that.
Okay, so what's the process?
So we ask quite a lot of questions, but we need to assess the muscle. And that means with the consent of the patient, we will do an internal examination.
Right.
So it's the same. We're talking about a muscle, so we need to do a good assessment so you can get the right training.
On average, what's the general treatment?
The general treatment is that we then teach the women how to tighten that muscle. And then you give them an exercise program to practice at home.
Right.
But sometimes we also have to teach them to relax, and to stretch that muscle if they're too tight.
Okay, so how long would it take? Is this ongoing, or is it like you do it for a certain amount of time and you're healed?
It depends on the muscle. How bad is it? Like how tight or how weak? How do you feel your muscle?
Yeah.
But let's say you do know how to tighten it. It's just too weak and you have a low endurance. You would say about between 6 to 9 sessions.
But you're obviously doing stuff at home as
You
well.
have to,
And then
yeah.
you come in.
Yeah, you see
No.
about 3 months.
Oh, wow.
3
So
months.
this is a
yeah.
3-month process.
Yes. And then, as I said, it really depends on where you want to end. Like, do you want to run marathons, or do you want to be able to just do your daily life at home, go to the office and
Yeah.
come back? So there's
Or just be able to sneeze.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. For a person that doesn't have a pelvic floor issue,
Yeah.
an everyday person who just, maybe I haven't been to the toilet in a few hours and I'm rushing to get somewhere and I feel I'm desperate to go. I mean, is it damaging to hold it in? I've been told that no, it will weaken the muscle if you hold it in. What's the expert advice on, do you hold it in when you need to go, or you don't?
If you feel, oh, I really need to go,
Yeah.
then just go.
I know, but let's say it's not about causing damage. Could it work the other way to strengthen, or is that a misconception?
That's a misconception.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what is very important for people to know, it's not just about incontinence. What a big issue is, definitely also after very traumatic birth, but also women that maybe had a really bad past, is that intercourse can be really, really painful as soon as the pelvic floor is too tight.
Too tight.
Too tight. So it's not always an issue of being too loose in the pelvic floor. You can also be too tight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I don't think a lot of women would know this. So some people can be too tight in that
That's
area.
right.
And how would they know that? How does that manifest itself?
So these are the women that feel intercourse is quite painful. Another thing is when you go to the bathroom and you really need to actually lose your urine and you can't. You're too tight and you can't let go.
If somebody was watching this thinking, yes, that's me, intercourse is painful, I had no idea, I don't know where to turn to. What's the treatment plan for that?
A lot of it has to do with the breathing, abdominal tightness. Sometimes it's also the inside of the legs get very, very tight. So everything around the pelvic floor gets tight. So you start with breathing exercises, relaxing those muscles first.
Yeah.
Sometimes then you can do the internal examination. And then you need to teach the women how to stretch the muscles and relax the muscles.
Okay, but it is treatable.
Absolutely.
So PhysioActive, your physiotherapy clinics, there are 5 clinics.
There's one in Camden Medical Center, one at Raffles Ski, so in the CBD, one at the East Coast, one at Geelong, and one at Novena.
Diana, thank you so much for coming in today. I'm
You're
sure a lot
welcome.
of people have gained a lot of new knowledge about this very important topic. I look forward to getting you back in to discuss more important women's health topics. Oh my goodness, so much for us all to take in. Make sure that you get yourself assessed if you're feeling any of the symptoms we discussed today. This is totally preventable. It's also manageable if you're experiencing symptoms now. Get assessed, go to PhysioActive, get yourself in tip-top shape for your pelvic floor to get you through until old age. Thanks everyone, I'll see you next time.